And watch this, bun. I'ma say this thing is cool, but it ain't cool. Me and this man ain't never been butt naked in no room together with no pulling no orgy type, doing none of that you that be doing, thinking you doing some fly shit.
At this hour, members of the hip-hop community are mourning the shocking death of well-known Port Arthur rapper Pimp C. Pimp C, who was born Chad Butler, was one half of the rap group UGK and was found dead this morning in a hotel room in Los Angeles.
The funeral was big,
yeah,
but nobody talk about when we went and viewed the body.
Yeah.
Only 100 people was involved. Man, Pimp C head was this big.
Stop it, man.
Are you serious? Man, it was this big, dog. I mean, you know.
He was darker, too.
Hey, too.
He was darker.
His lips would look like plastic. His whole face. So Too Short looking at me. We looking at each other like, you know, and everybody just looking at each other like crap. We couldn't even believe we were seeing.
His mom thinks he was poisoned. And there was someone with him when he passed who was a very shady, strange character. So there is actually a person of interest.
Yo, so there's a story going around that the legendary Pimp C was trying to leak some audio involving Diddy before he died. Allegedly, he recorded some people talking about Diddy's depraved private parties and was seriously disturbed by what he heard. Now, this has been floating around the internet for a while, but with everything coming out about Diddy recently, it suddenly feels a lot more relevant. And here's where it gets real dark. Pimp C died not long after he reportedly tried to get that audio out. And coincidence or not, this was also around the time he was publicly beefing with Jay-Z. Now, Pimp C's death was ruled accidental, but most fans never bought that explanation. He was very outspoken and critical of the music industry in the months before his death, and he often hinted at certain DL rappers who love to act gangsta in public while having boyfriends on the side. And I'm not saying there's a direct connection, but the timing, the people involved, and what's coming to light now, it all raises some real questions. So, was Pimp C trying to blow the whistle? What did he record people saying about that Diddy party? And if those tapes still exist, why haven't they come out? Let's break this down.
Nigga, if you're in a room naked with some other and some broad looking at you, and if that that did is gay, and you need to get on some other shit. Me and this man got nothing but respect for each other. We ain't never pulling no train.
So recently, there's been some talk coming back around Pimp C trying to leak secret audio before he died. Supposedly, he recorded someone talking about one of Diddy's private parties, and apparently, Jay-Z's name even came up in those recordings. And now that Diddy's on trial and everything's blowing up, people are going back and looking at all the weird deaths and disappearances in the music industry over the years. And it's not just about Diddy being a deviant and a rapist anymore. Some folks are seriously wondering if he's connected to a bunch of these suspicious deaths. Nothing's proven yet, but with the timing and the stories, it definitely makes you think about what might really be going on behind the scenes in hip-hop. So Pimp C wasn't shy about calling out rappers in the industry, and he was especially focused on the DL men in the game. Pimp C claimed a lot of these guys put on this tough, violent front just to protect their images, and if anyone got too close to the truth, they would do whatever it took to shut them down, even ruin their careers. There's this interview that's been going viral again where Pimp C and his UGK partner Bun B straight up called out rappers who get caught up in some shady bedroom stuff, suggesting it's all just a cover for them actually being into guys.
You know, people, I won't even say a group. It's the only reason two men can really call themselves friends or partners or homies. You can't start with lies, you can't build on lies, and you know what I'm saying, when it's all over, you know what I'm saying, can't be no lies a part of it. Everything between me and him, regardless of how we may deal with everybody else, I'm 100 with him. He 100 with me. That's the only way we gonna make it. And from the beginning, it's always been we. It ain't never been.
And watch this, bun. I'm gonna say this too. These out there think this cool, but it ain't cool. Me and this man ain't never been naked in no room together with no pulling no orgy type shit, doing none of that ass shit out there be doing, thinking you doing some shit. In a room naked with some other some broad them at your and if that gay and you need to get on some other shit. Me and this man got nothing but respect for each other. We ain't never pulling no train. We ain't freaks. We some family men. We getting this paper. You know what I'm talking about? And I had to put that out there, bun, because a lot of doing a lot of fugazi out here, man. You know what I'm saying? flip-floppy, they pitching and they catching with these boys.
Pimp C made it clear that the problem isn't that these guys are gay. It's that they are pretending to be something they're not, and then taking out their anger on others.
They doing all this, so, and if you gay, that's cool, but be gay and come on out and be that. Don't be in front of us and acting like a straight-up G, and then you get over here and you letting these boys bust up your back. Because, you know, it gonna come to the light. And yeah, I want to put that out there, man. This man ain't never seen me naked. I ain't never seen him naked. We don't desire to do no like that. We ain't going out like that. And we were wild young teenagers. And when we
before that X, you know, that X, a lot of that these boys' heads. I don't know. Maybe they're using X as an excuse to open them doors that they really. You know what I'm saying?
Where's Wheeler?
But you know.
But Pimp C didn't stop there. There's another clip going around where he's straight up calling out these DL men for spreading diseases and putting their partners in danger. Now, if you check out these interviews now, you'll see tons of new comments from people saying that Pimp's words really aged like fine wine. But it goes even deeper than that. Many fans believe that Pimp C was taken out precisely because he knew too much about the industry and he wasn't scared to share it with the world. On top of those old interviews that are resurfacing, there are rumors flying around that Pimp C actually had an audio recording of someone talking about a creepy Diddy party and that it supposedly also involved Jay-Z. And since Pimp C and Jay-Z had a pretty public feud going on at the time, a lot of fans are now wondering if Pimp C's death wasn't just a coincidence, but maybe something more like an industry hit to keep things quiet. To give you some background, let's take it back to early December 2007 when Pimp C was staying at the Mondrian Hotel in West Hollywood and getting ready to perform with Too Short. Everything seemed normal until December 4th, the day Pimp C was supposed to fly home. His wife Chinara and his cousin Ed were waiting at the airport, but Pimp C wasn't answering his phone. Chinara got worried and called the hotel. That's when the staff went to check his room and found Pimp C unresponsive. They called paramedics, but sadly, it was too late. Pimp C, the legendary voice of Southern hip-hop, was dead at just 33.
He's a hometown hero for Port Arthur, Texas, and he put this town on the map.
It's still UGK for life, so you know we're gonna definitely, you know, all these people out here, we're gonna definitely make sure we represent it.
As hundreds lined the streets while the body of Butler was taken to his final resting place, many say he lived his life cut too short to the fullest.
Now, according to the official coroner's report, Pimp C's passing was an accident, a deadly combo of lean and sleep apnea. But hold up. This is where it gets sketchy. DJ Paul from 3 6 Mafia revealed that Pimp's manager, Rick Martin, told him he actually saw Pimp C's body in the hotel room. And Martin said the place looked like it had been totally shot up. Martin said he was lying down like he was praying, but there was blood around like he was shot. They thought he in the head, but they didn't know what the hell happened because there was blood everywhere. They thought he was kneeling down like he was praying, and the candles were all the way burnt down, so they knew he'd probably been dead for a day or so because he always lit those candles to sleep. He lit those big, tall candles, and they had been burnt down, so he probably was dead for a while. But that's not all. Back then, some reports also claimed that a woman was seen entering the hotel with Pimp C right before he died, but those reports were scrubbed from the internet real quick. And then on top of that, several insiders said Pimp C's mom always suspected that her son was poisoned. Journalist Julia Beverly, who wrote Pimp C's bio, Sweet Jones, Pimp C's Trill Life Story, says Pimp C's mom never bought the official story and was convinced he was straight up taken out.
Well, his mom believes he was, and she basically breaks down the reasons why she believes that. I couldn't really, there's some circumstantial evidence that might make you think that. But as far as like physical evidence, I had some other people review the autopsy report and things like that, and they didn't really come to a solid conclusion as far as, you know, any foul play or things like that. But a lot of people have heard that he died of a codeine overdose, which is not true at all. That was actually, you know, the day he passed or the day that the results of the tests and whatnot were not announced, the coroner said, you know, he did not overdose. And then you had all these newspapers that said that he did overdose. So that was just irresponsible media that came up with that story. But the official story was that he had sleep apnea, which is a condition which can make it hard for you to basically stop breathing in your sleep. And the story was that he took some codeine which prevented his body from waking up the way that it normally would. So it feasibly could have happened that way, but there are some alternate theories which I kind of explore in the book. His mom thinks he was poisoned, and there was someone with him when he passed who was a very shady, strange character. So there is actually a person of interest, according to his mother, that she believed had something to do with his death. So I wasn't able to really definitively come to a conclusion, but I've laid out all the facts, and people can kind of decide for themselves.
And then Jaguar Wright joined the chat and pulled Jay-Z into the whole drama, alleging that Jay-Z lined up multiple people in the industry, including Pimp C.
He lined up D. Haven, stole his life and identity. He lined up Big L, stole his life and identity. He lined up Dame Dash, stole his life, identity, and took his love. I'm saying, Sean Carter, you're a piece of shit. Taking Pimp C wasn't bad enough. You just want to go down there and you want to just remove all of the balls from every real gangster in Houston. Why the fuck did that house burn up? Who the fuck goes to their childhood house for a visit and the shit goes up in flames?
That was very weird. The next day, within the week?
No, the next day.
The next day.
And still, no real investigation on how the house just went up in flames.
Man.
I guess they paid y'all off.
And to this day, Pimp C's fans aren't buying the official story. Most of them think someone big in the industry had a hand in his early death, with some even speculating that his death was some type of sacrifice or industry ritual since he died on December 4th, which just so happens to be Jay-Z's birthday. Now, as for the official story that Pimp C OD'd on lean, it doesn't really add up because although Pimp C used lean for years, he actually quit at one point and was speaking out against it toward the end of his life. And that's why some fans believe blaming codeine was a convenient way to shut down any deeper investigation. So now that Diddy's on trial and new shocking allegations are surfacing left and right, fans are circling back to Pimp C's suspicious death because these rumors never quite went away. If it's true that Pimp C had a recording or was planning to go public with what really went down at those industry parties, specifically ones tied to Diddy and allegedly involving Jay-Z too, then this might have put a target on Pimp C's back. He was never one to bite his tongue, and he spoke openly on fake gangsters, shady business deals, and the dark side of the music industry. So when he died suddenly in 2007, just as he was getting louder and more fearless, a lot of people didn't buy the accidental cause of death. And now with everything we're hearing about Diddy and Jay-Z, fans are convinced more than ever that Pimp C's death wasn't natural, but was an industry retribution. But let me know what you think about all this. Was Pimp C silenced for knowing too much? And how deep do y'all think this industry rabbit hole goes? Let me know in the comments, and don't miss this next video.